Hey, what up everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back with another video, and in this video I'll be doing my cosmic trial video for Thor, as well as go over the build guide shortly after. So again, this is my cosmic trial and build guide video for Thor without using infinity points, so let's get right into it. The first thing we'll do with these enemies is activate my A power, go while getting some Odin Force. That way, the A power does damage over time, which is a good thing, and then do some D power and F power to do extra damage. And yeah, so make sure the key thing to this build is A. You have to continuously activate A, do damage over time, and then from there, once you have enough Odin, like max out Odin, you can do signature, G, D, and then F, do a lot of damage. And so you can do S to regenerate your Odin, D, F, but the key thing I said is A. Pick an enemy, in this case, this one right here. And let's do G, just to kind of do a lot of damage. Okay, go over here, kill one of these enemies. Why isn't it not hitting? Come on, there you go. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, so what you're going to do is signature, G, D, F, S, to regenerate all your Odin. Do another signature, kill this guy, easy. F, look at that. Very, very simple. Oops, activated that a little too soon, but that's alright. So it's fairly easy build. So you go D, F, G, do a lot of damage. Cool. Go here, do signature, and if I can activate that, perfect. D, F, G, and then S to regenerate your Odin. D, F. Usually D and F go together. So again, my main spender is just to, meanwhile my powers are in cooldown, I can activate my main spender, and then A. Move if you have to, because I have to now, because my health is going low. It's okay though. And then do signature, G, S, D, F, and then A. So that way you can do damage over time. And then D, close to him, and then F. I usually use my D power so I can get close to him. Like that, and then do F, because F and G powers are kind of like melee attacks, but they do a lot of damage. So you always be close to him, so my D power makes it get close. For instance, like we're here, do D, F, G, S, regenerate, boom, F. Then main spender, A, main spender, D, F, G, why not? Cool, that's that. Go kill this person. So really simple rotation, to be honest with you. So we got signature. Boom, just like so. Then D, F, and do A. I usually do A twice. I don't know, it's just a habit of mine. Then A, G, D, F. I'm gonna do a my rotation again, but I want to activate my signature, so it looks something like this. G. So it's easy rotation. It sounds complex, but trust me, it's not. Go boom. Yeah, okay, there we go. Moving. So D, F, G, and then A twice. I did 3 times by accident, but it's alright. Okay, go to this person right here, regenerate. So signature twice. G, S, D, and F. Look at that. Does a lot of damage. The good thing about Thor's signature, it does critical hit chance 100%. Which is really, really good. It's a lot of damage too.
Enjoy your last breath of free air.
So here, same thing. D, F, A, D, F. If you want to do G, if you have it, but you don't have to. Oops, gonna kill this one. Oops, I missed. Nah, activated with no enemies. It's alright. D, F. G, why not? I'm going to use signature right now, but I'm going to use one of them. Meanwhile, I get all the enemies here, but I want to make sure all my powers are not in cooldown. So that way when I activate my signature like this, I can activate my G power, C, F, C, kill all the enemies like so, and basically do the same rotation again. Just make sure you have your A, activate a bunch of A's. Again, in the build, gotta go over the powers I use and how. But go over here. Come on. Okay, the other enemies showed up. That's alright. So signature, G, D, S, and then F to regenerate. Odin. We're done. Now for these enemies, try to kill them. Try to go for enemies where there's a lot of targets, like they're all bunched together. It makes it much easier. Perfect, there's one. Don't worry, I have. Looks like I won't be able to do it, but trust me, you will. Like I said, do not attack Red Skull until you hit the 3-minute mark. So we still have enough time. So maybe do signature. Cool, maybe a 3-minute mark. Now you start doing damage to him. And I know I have another enemy over here to my left side. That's okay though. I will definitely kill him eventually. But the key thing right now is doing damage to Red Skull. Main defender. Signature. G. S. D. F. Aw, man. It's alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate my ultimate once I have want to activate my signature at least once. There you go. Boom, bam, boom. Don't worry. Be happy. Okay. So here's right here. Then G. Signature. Boom.
I should save some of this wanton destruction for the enemies of Midgard.
So, there we go. He's gonna die soon. Easy peasy. D, F. So it's fairly easy with him. You just gotta have certain powers. Thor's pretty good as is. I think personally he was a lot stronger pre-biggest update. I mean, he's not bad now. You know, the thing is he's bad. He's still pretty. He's okay. But personally, I prefer him. You know, before the biggest update, in my humble opinion. Signature. What in the world? What's up with the powers? This is confusing. Okay, but it's all good though. At least I was able to complete Cosmic Trial, so it was fairly simple. There's Thor. There you go, right there. The items I use, and I'll show you talented traits really quick. Affinity points, none were used. Just show it to you guys. And yeah, that concludes my Cosmic Trial, and on to the build guide.
There is much glory to be had. Follow me.
Now on to the build guide. So the first thing we'll look at are the artifacts. So the first artifact is Edge of Infinity. I'm using this for the critical damage rating, critical hit rating, brutal strike rating, damage rating, and +1 to all attributes. Overall, really good artifact. It has really good stats. So yeah. Next one is Hand of Doom. I'm using this for the critical hit rating increase, +2 strength, +2 intelligence, +2 energy, brutal strike rating. Again, another solid artifact with a lot of good stats, especially for the critical hit rating, brutal strike rating. And also for the +2 to the attributes, because Thor's main attributes are strength and energy. So this artifact alone grants you 4 points to his attributes. Next for the medallion is Hydra Agent Medallion. I'm using this for the total defense rating increase, damage rating increase, attack speed increase, also for the +2 strength. Overall, really good medallion for Thor. Next is energy infused pistols. I'm using this for the brutal strike rating, physical damage rating increase, and +4 energy. Again, another really good artifact for Thor. Has great stats, especially for the physical damage rating and brutal strike rating. Last but not least is crossbow teacher credentials. I'm using this for the critical hit rating, brutal strike rating, +3 energy, the damage rating increase to energy and melee powers, and then critical when you critical hit, gain brutal damage rating for 5 seconds, which stacks with 3 times. So overall, really good stats, especially for the range melee, because with this particular build, it is a range melee build, but also it's a physical and energy damage rating, and energy damage type powers. For the defense, 800 defense, and I have the Blessing of Power dupe. For the legendary, I'm using Ganir. I'm using this for the critical hit rating, critical damage rating, stats increase. Overall, really good legendary. Now, would I be using this for end game content? It really depends on you. This is a really good legendary. It's very generic, but to me, which one's the one I'm actually going to personally use is something like let me see here. Oops, sorry. The legendary that I'm going to be using for item grade 80 is, where is Green Goblin? If I can find him. Oh, there it is. Wait, I forgot. He has a different he's a different costume, that's why. But is this one right here, the Normstorms. This one, I'm using it. I'm going to be using this because of the physical damage rating and energy damage rating increase to your energy, to your powers, because this particular build with Thor, he's energy damage and physical damage. So overall, it's going to help out with your energy and physical damage rating powers, but also too, this increases your critical hit rating and spirit. So that's that. For the ring, I'm using Cosmic Ring, which grants me critical damage rating, but also increases my brutal damage rating and critical damage rating. So overall, really good stats from this Cosmic Ring. For slots 1 through 5, slots 1 and 5 are Thor's uniques. Slot 2 is a unique, but it's a any hero unique. You can purchase this unique through one of the vendors. So this is not his Thor's unique. This is a unique you can purchase through the vendor. I'm using this for the health increase, the +2 strength, +1 speed, the power duration increase, which is really good because it benefits the signature power. The ultimate power, because it does a lot of damage, but also this increases your brutal strike rating and brutal damage rating. So really good stats from this unique. And then slots 3 and 4 were his cosmic. Obviously, ideally you want to use his uniques, but you can use other ones. And for me personally, I would highly recommend using Pirtle's Dark Hawk unique for Thor because of the, as I mentioned, the +2 strength, the energy, and the power duration, and brutal strike and brutal damage rating. For the costume, I'm using Enhanced Thor Jane Foster costume. For the catalyst, I have it to where I increase my spirit, health increase, the damage rating to melee powers, and +2 energy. Cosmic, signature power damage, gain 1000 damage rating for 4 seconds. Crafted fixes, critical damage rating as always. Mystical bonus, 10% chance on hit for your enemies to be charmed by mystical energies for 10 seconds. And visual is Crimson Avenger Spotlight for 3 seconds when you brutal strike. For insignia, I'm using Insignia of Wonder Man. When you are attacked, there is a 5% chance that you gain 3300 defense rating for 5 seconds, which is pretty good. And this has an Aurora, which when you use a movement power, you and your allies gain physical and energy damage rating increase, 5% movement speed, and 63 health regeneration per 15 seconds. Or per second for 15 seconds, excuse me. But it also grants me brutal damage rating and defense rating increase. For Flourish, I have Avengers Blue. There we go. And for the pet, I have it to where I increase my dodge rating multiplier by 3%, gain 2 spirit when hit with the basic power, +2 base energy damage, and that's it. And for team up, I'm using Battery Bill. Now for the powers I use, top to bottom, left to right, Hammer Strike, Thunderous Charge, Rolling Thunder, Asgardian Smite, Son of Odin, and the anti-force. Oh, and of course, bring the thunder. Oh, wait, scouting force. Yeah, sorry, I was confused with something else. Oh, and sorry, Ragnarok. All right, for infinity points, none were used, as I mentioned. For the hero synergy, Blade for the health on hit, attack speed increase, Cable for the critical hit rating multiplier increase, Captain Marvel for the energy damage increase, Doctor Doom for the signature power damage increase, very good one, Human Torch for the area power damage increase, Iron Man for the range power damage increase and energy damage increase, Star-Lord for the critical hit rating through energy powers increase, Vision for the range and damage to machines increase, War Machine for the +10 spirit and +1 fighting, and then Wolverine for the brutal strike and brutal damage increase. So overall, decent hero synergies. I would use something else. I would probably not use War Machine, probably use something like Winter Soldier because of the range and melee, or remove possibly, I'm trying to think here, probably Human Torch for Thor for the physical damage and energy damage rating increase. But again, I'm using this just for right now. This is what I use for the Cosmic Trial. Now for the talents and traits. First row is, I can't even pronounce it, but it's Unleash. No. So Hammer Smash and Leaping Strike gains the following effects. Can only be used with imbued with Odin Force, which is this right here, this little bar. The total damage is increased by 50%. Cooldown is 4 seconds, and you get Godly Smite, which gives you energy damage of 20 to 30,000. So what this does is Hammer Smash and Leaping Smite. These two powers are Hammer Smash right here, which is my F power. That it can only be used when you have Odin Force, which is this power right here. So for instance, if I wanted to use Hammer Smash, I can't use it right now. But when I have Odin Force right there, then I can activate it. Well, get it right there. Then I can activate it and do that. See that? So that's what it does. But also increases the total damage by 50%, which is really, really good. All right. For the second row is Almighty. Again, I'm not going to pronounce the second part of that, but of the talent. But what this does is Son of Odin triggers Godly Smite at your position and applies electrically charged to whatever. Godly Smite gives the damage of 20 to 31,000. Buff effect charged is Odin Force will not decay. 20% chance on melee hit to deal. This is okay. So it's a lot of stuff, but trust me, it's not that bad. So what does this do? So what this talent is, when you have this activated, when you activate Son of Odin, which is my S power, it triggers a Godly Smite. So it looks something like this. See that little damage? That's what it does. Okay. The buff effect, Odin Force will not decay. So with this talent, Odin Force here, you notice how it didn't decay. So I'll activate it again. You notice how it's decaying. When I activate it, it doesn't decay anymore for a short amount of time, which is a good thing. And there's a 25% chance on melee hit to deal 8 to 13,000 energy damage. Hammer of Storms, critical hit chance is 100% and duration is 8 seconds. So again, what all this does is, with this talent, when you activate Son of Odin, not only do you activate a Godly Smite, which is an attack area damage around you, but also it doesn't decay your Odin Force for about 8 seconds, and Hammer of Storms critical hit chance is 100%. So if you have Hammer of Storms, this is a really good talent to use because it gives you critical hit chance. Alright. That's that. Third row is God Force. Anti-Force cooldown reduction is reduced by 5 seconds, and Anti-Force max charges is 2. So overall, what this does is, with this talent, my signature power, which is Anti-Force, gets 2 charges, and then the cooldown is reduced by 5 seconds. So instead of being 25 seconds, it's now 20 seconds, and I get 2 charges, which is really good because his signature power does a lot of damage and critical hit chance of 100%. Meaning that it's always going to critically hit, but also the signature power has a critical damage plus 50%. So having 2 charges of signature power is really, really good. For the fourth row is Aurora of Asgard. For Asgard applies Empower to all allies. The Anti-Force applies for Asgard, which is signature power. Buff effect, damage bonus by 40%. So for Asgard, which is right here, it's a buff. Okay, so what this talent does is, for Asgard implies Empowered, which gives you damage bonus 50%. But what this talent is, every time you activate your signature power, which is N-type Force, you automatically apply for Asgard. So with that said, is every time you activate signature, you get a damage bonus of whatever for Asgard does, and it's automatically triggered when you activate signature. Hence why it's not in my hotbars, because when I activate my signature power, it automatically activates for Asgard according to this talent. So, and again, I'm kind of going a little ahead of myself, but when you activate your signature, make sure your other powers are not in cooldowns. That way, when you activate your signature power, you can have the buff effect of for Asgard, which increases your critical hit damage by 15%, attack move speed at 15%, health on hit 350, and so forth. And then the fifth row is the final confrontation. Ragnarok requires full Odin Force to activate, which is this power right here, my G power, and consumes it used in dealing 100% more damage. So what this does is, in order for you to activate Ragnarok, you have to have Odin Force 100% fully charged.
Nay, I cannot.
And then from there, in order for you to activate it, you have to, again, fully charge Odin Force, and then from there you can activate it, but also too, it increases the damage by 100%. And it consumes all your Odin Force. So it looks something like this. So now it's fully charged. Now I can activate my G power. There you go. Alright, those are my talents and traits. Now the rotation, it's really simple. I know it might seem complex in the Cosmic Trial, but it's really simple. So your main spender is Hammer Strike. Just activate it. You're going to be using it a lot. Now, what I usually do is D and F go together. Well, ideally it's D, F, and G. Asgardian Smite, Hammer Smash, and Ragnarok. Why? Because these two powers over here, Hammer Smash and Ragnarok, they do a lot of power, they do a lot of damage, but it's melee, meaning it's close combat. So, for instance, right now I'm going to activate S. Look at my F power nearby. Look at my G power. See, that's all. Any enemies near me will, receive the damage. So what I usually do is I activate my D power, which is Asgardian Smite, so I can get close to the enemy, then activate my other power, and then F, and then do my main spender, and then I can activate G if I want, and then D, F, and so forth. See that? Because if I didn't have D and activate, for instance, F right now, well, let's say I want to activate over here, and my power over here, it's only going to do damage to enemies nearby. So what I usually do is always start out with Asgardian Smite, get close to the enemy, and then F, and then just do my main spender. Once I generate enough Odin Force, again I can do D, F, and then G. That way I'm close to the enemy, and they can get the full effect of my powers. Again, pretty simple. Now, in terms of incorporating signature, my advice is make sure before you activate your signature, make sure that you have all your powers are not in cooldown, because when you activate signature, remember this fourth word talent is when you activate Anti-Force, you activate for Asgard, which is this right here, which grants you a buff, a damage bonus buff, and so forth. So with that said, and in combination too with the catalyst, what I usually do is I make sure that I have enough. For instance, I have, ideally when I have fully maxed out Odin Force, and my power is not in cooldown. That way, when I activate my signature, I can activate all my powers. It looks something like this. So signature. So it's going to be signature, Ragnarok, Son of Odin, and then Asgardian Smite and Hammer Smash, and just like that. Alright, so it looks something like this. Signature, Son of Odin, boom, boom, and then, yeah. Easy peasy. Alright, and then last but not least is my A power, which is Rolling Thunder. As I said, activate it whenever you can. The only way you activate is when you have Odin Force. Just activate it as many as you want. See, it does a lot of area damage, and it does damage over time, which is 8.6 seconds, which is really, really good. So you can literally activate a bunch of them. Move, and then so forth. See, then A, here. And the good thing is this damage over time, and you can do a lot of damage, just like so. Alright, And yeah, that concludes my build guide and rotation for Thor. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. If this video was helpful for you guys to get into Thor, leave it in the comment section below. Any requests for certain characters, leave it in the comment section below. Next week will be Kitty Pryde, so for those of you wanting Kitty Pryde, I'll be uploading next week. But again, any questions in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. Not only does it help the channel grow, but it also means a lot to me as well. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for Thor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and on to the next one. Bye bye.